What's going on, everybody? It's Magnus, and the achievements list for Project Motor Racing game has been revealed online, and it gives us some information about what's in store in terms of racetracks, time trials, and objectives, and even a license test. So I'm going to be breaking it all down. The link to the page will be in the description box down below, and let's get right into it. So for starters, let's talk about racetracks, because obviously that's one of the most important things in a racing game, especially a sim racing game. But clearly, some people have forgotten about that. Well, besides the Nürburgring Nordschleife 24 hours that were shown in the Gamescom trailer, the achievements list also brings to light about other racetracks that are going to be coming to the game, such as Sao Paulo, or commonly known as Interlagos, Blue Mountains Raceway, Lake Jackson Raceway, Spa, the Circuit of Spa, the Brian's Grand Prix, the San Marino Grand Prix, which I believe is also the Imola circuit, so I wonder how that's going to be displayed in the game, the Derby Grand Prix circuit. Now obviously there are more tracks that are listed on their websites, so with that being said, there are also real-world drive times that are associated with some of these achievements. Like for one of them, it's called Blue Mountains 12 Hours Pole, not pole position, just pole, where you have to beat Mauro Angel's time qualifying of 2 minutes 0.8 seconds in the GT3. Now, if you guys don't know who Mauro Angel is, he's one of the top SRO GT3 Platinum drivers. He drives for the Bamboo Craft Mercedes GT3. So there's also another achievement for Mike Conway's hyperpole time at Interlagos of 1 minute 23.1, which is really interesting. I'm glad that they're actually doing this. I remember when I was playing Gran Turismo 7, I would take road cars around the Nürburgring Nordschleife to see how fast I can get to the real world times. Like, for instance, the 992 GT3, I believe it did a 6 minutes 49, I believe, and the closest time I was able to get to it was a 6 minutes 54. So I think it's kind of I like that. I like that. That's one of the things that I wish Gran Turismo would do. Now obviously Gran Turismo is filled with fake cars or concepts or whatever, but when they released the 911 GT3 RS for the 992 generation, I was really hoping that they would pair it up with the Nordschleife time trial, so because I thought it would be interesting to see how many people can get close to the time that I believe it was Lars Kern at the time he did around the ring in the GT3. So I think it's really interesting. I can't wait to see more information about this later on. Now, after looking at the trophy list, or the achievements list, I'm sorry, I play on PlayStation, so I'm more familiar with the term trophy list, so forgive me if the terminology bothers you, but there are a number of objectives and for the campaign that reference the term authentic difficulty. Now this is super speculative, but when I was doing research about this, it just came up with the thought that this is going to be some sort of difficulty scaler, because I remember watching a small interview of that the devs wanted to appeal to both hardcore and casual sim racers. So I believe it's just like a difficulty scaler. Now, however, while I was writing this video, I did come across a YouTube short by the devs at the Project Motor Racing studio, where they were saying things like, well, they want to scale the AI to the top 10% of drivers, and that there will be no restart. So it's almost like you have to consciously make decisions and moves to make sure that you don't really put yourself in a precarious position. Now here's something I really want to talk about. One of the achievements that is on this list is called online license. You have to obtain, obviously, like given the name, you have to obtain your license to race online. Now I think this is really good. I think this is probably one of the best things that, you know, I guess online sim racing can do, like, to be honest with you, because like there's a whole bunch of people who don't really know how to race online, and anybody who's played any amount of Gran Turismo 7 sport mode knows that. Like they absolutely know that. You know, for a time, you know, I didn't know how to race online either, so you know, it's not really a dig at anyone, but I think having this requirement really would save people a lot of grief from people who just don't know how to race or don't care how to race, you know. Now what this trial entails, I don't know. Like maybe you're gonna have to do some trial events, or you know, race in sort of like a testing ground in a way. Like, you know how in ranked games like Overwatch or Siege or whatever, where you have to do placement matches to see where you're placing, I think that's what's going to be, but I don't know. Who knows? And there is some achievement about social races and ranked races, and I really hope these social races are just that. You know, match made races, you know, less serious competition, right? I don't want it to be the system for like Gran Turismo, right? Where there is no matchmaking system for the regular multiplayer, only for the sport mode. So that's something that I hope they implement, and you know, obviously they're gonna have to do some trials and stuff like that, but overall, all of this seems pretty exciting to me personally. It looks interesting, and in my last video talking about Project Motor Racing, I really hope that they get the controller feeling good. Right now I'm playing Assetto Corsa Competizione because I think this game's leaning more towards in that direction. I want this game to succeed, I really do. I think this has everything that I want. Clearly people are comparing it to Project Cars. I've never really played Project Cars, but me playing Assetto Corsa, I think is similar. I'm not sure. This game is 2 months away, and there has been no developer deep dive or gameplay trailers or anything explaining the online components, or not even a deep dive into the story mode. So I'm kind of worried. Like, I've never really rooted for a game like this before, like not even when I was playing Titanfall 2, or you know, being introduced into the Titanfall games, right? Like this game, because I love racing so much, like I want this game to succeed. I want this game to feel good with the controller and the wheel. Like, it's just it has so much potential, and hopefully it lives up to it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this game will live up to this potential? What do you guys think about the information that you've heard today? Do you guys want this game to be like, not like succeed? Like, do you guys, or do you guys just simply say, hey, you know, this studio was behind Project Cars 3 and that game was an absolute shitfest? Let me know down in the comments section. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for liking. Well, I guess please like, comment, subscribe, I guess. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.